it's Cassie. Today we are going to be talking about 7 popular designer bags that are out of style. Oh my gosh. Guys, look. Bag trends go in and out all the time, right? Hobo bags are in, then they're not, and all of this business, right? And that leads into particular bags that were hot and hyped and super popular, kind of falling off or not being as popular as they used to be, or we really don't see them around anymore because the ship has sailed, right? Now, disclaimer before we get right into it, if you love or own any of these bags, you do you. Oh my gosh, I am just one person sitting on the internet talking about styles that I believe are out of date or whatever. I own one of these bags that we're going to be going through. Let's not take offense. It's just a bag. If you like using it, whatever. If it's in or out, who cares? As long as you enjoy carrying it. I just personally think trends and things like that are very interesting. That's why I like to talk about them. Let's jump into the first bag. And I'm going to kick it off with a controversial one. Contrary to popular belief that every Chanel bag is a classic, you know, especially those that they continue to bring, you know, new versions of every so often, they're the ones that are included in the price increases. I believe that the Chanel boy bag is no longer in style in 2021, okay? Now, this is a weird one because, like I said, this is a part of Chanel's classic range, and I can't remember the exact year when it was introduced. I'll put it on the screen. But as the years have gone by, you know, the boy bag really enjoyed its popularity for a while. And as you can see with seasonal collections, they were doing it in different fabrics and colours and vibes and all of that. At one point, the boy bag was H.O.T. Has the ship sailed a bit? I think so. We just don't see a lot of people talking about the boy bag. When you look at like the new releases and the hot bags that people are talking about, the boy bag really isn't in there as much as it used to be. People are falling over themselves for the classic flap. People want the Chanel 19. You really don't hear very much about the Chanel boy bag. So what is the reasoning behind this? I don't know particularly, but I just think that maybe this is a style that we're not really into at the moment, right? For example, something like the 19 is very popular at the moment because it's a trend that's in style. We are loving this kind of like exaggerated, smushy vibe. You know, she's a little bit more relaxed than something like this, which is definitely a much more structured bag. And don't get me wrong, they do continue to do variations of this bag. Definitely not to the amount that they do variations of the 19 because it's their hottest bag at the moment, or their classic flap. So by no means am I saying that nobody is buying this bag, that it is definitely not as popular as it once was. By the way, if you are new here, my name is Cassie. I'm a self-diagnosed luxury addict. I put out videos on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. So if you like luxury fashion, then you're probably going to love it here. So head down there, subscribe, turn on the bell, become a member of our luxury addicted family. When are we going to rehab? Never. Okay, bag number 2, the Chloe Faye bag. Okay, do you want to know what? Like, I've spoken about this bag before. Straight off the bat, I have never been a fan of this bag. I think the proportions are off. I think it's so thin. Why are you so thin? There's a bull ring on the front of it, blah, 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 okay? This really isn't a style that we're seeing very much of right now. Again, a few years ago, this was all over your Pinterest and your Instagram, and every kind of fashion blogger was out there with their Chloe Faye bag, right? And I don't know if it's just aspects of bag styles or little bag properties that are in at the moment. Let's take, for example, the top handle, right? We are loving a top handle on a bag right now. It's very in trend. A lot of the hot new bags coming out have some sort of top handle aspect, okay? Now, the Chloe Faye bag in the larger sizes doesn't have this. In, I think, one particular size they do, so I wouldn't be surprised if that, out of all of the sizes, that's the one that is bought more now. But in general, you know, you don't have that aspect. Again, that kind of very on-trend squishiness, relaxed vibe. It is a bit more of a relaxed bag, but there's something very structured about it. You know, it's very much clean lines of the shape of the bag. Even if you look at Chloe in general and the new bags that they're coming out with, they are not in line with something like the Faye, right? If we take the Chloe Kiss bag, that is super on trend. I'm not the biggest like Chloe bag fan, but that bag deserves the credit, okay? Like, that's cute. The Faye just is, it's a bit dated. She rode the wave is gone, the seas are very calm now. Bag number 3. I know that this is a bag that so many people love. This is the Celine Luggage / Nano luggage bag. I see you, okay? And I know that it's very practical. I know that it's a bag that a lot of people like for kind of work and play, because you can get away with it at work and also you can use it on the weekends. You know, the smaller sizes, you've got that crossbody strap, blah, blah, blah. I get the practicality. And this bag is so widely loved. Yes, it does very clearly have a face on the front of this bag. I don't know if you can get past that. I personally can't, and I own a Celine Phantom, you know, and every time I look at that bag, just see its little face looking at me, judging me for my life choices. But anyway, I cannot pinpoint the exact moment in which this kind of like died off in popularity, because for this bag, it's not necessarily a trend piece that rode the wave and then like, you know, fell off again. This is just something that I think got swamped with other bags that were hotter and everything else, and it just kind of lost itself in a sea of, God, a lot of sort of ocean metaphors here, in a sea of other bags, right? And people just got a little bit maybe bored of seeing it, more in love with other bags, to be honest with you, that the Celine Nano luggage kind of weaseled off in its popularity. Bag collection number 4. Valentino Rockstead bags. Recently, Valentino have been trying to revive the Rockstead line. This was carrying Valentino for years, right? It was accessible. It was the part that, you know, you and me who aren't out here buying couture and like ready to wear for every piece of our wardrobes were able to buy and enjoy, and was such a kind of like distinctive part of Valentino, right? The Rockstead kind of design was so big, so popular, so huge for so long that it was one of those things that it was inevitable that all of a sudden people just kind of like got bored of it, you know? Now, they're really trying to revive the Rockstead range. Whether or not I think they're doing a good job is for another video. Some designs are very much 2010. Bag number 5, this is the Gucci Dionysus. Now, I really love this bag. I am a fan of the Dionysus, and in my mind, this is very much a classic bag. I think the style is classic. I don't think you can go wrong. I think this bag is brilliant. But in the grand scheme of bag trends, once again, looking at popularity, how much we're seeing it and all of that business, and just like what's in and what's out, this bag again was everywhere for a while. Every time you refresh your Instagram feed, there was somebody else with a Dionysus. I know, living in London, everywhere you went for a certain period of time, it was a Dionysus bag left, right and centre. You know, these were hot, these were it. And it's really not kind of in that it bag range anymore. Personally, I feel like it's graduated to a classic range, but this is just my opinion. This to me is not a victim of trends like, oh, we don't really look at bags like that anymore, because I mean, although it is more of a structured vibe than the kind of like smushy bags that are very much in now, I do still think it has very classic aspects. I just think for this one, it was popularity came in and then something else got us excited, you know. Bag number 6. This is actually not a bag, this is a range of bags, and I'm going to give this one to Old Bottega. Now, whether or not we like it, Daniel Lee has come in to Bottega Veneta and completely flipped the switch on everything to do with that brand, okay? That brand is a 180 degrees from what it was. In general, I think that some of their designs are like, what is happening here? But I actually respect the marketing side of how they've come and just completely switched a brand. This brand is one of the hottest brands out right now, you know? And with this new creative direction came new Bottega bags, right? We know these, we've seen these around. Some we love, some we don't love. They're all controversial, they're all popular, right? Whether or not we like the design. Especially because the designs are so different from what they were. It really means that old Bottega now looks really dated. I had a look through all of the bags on the Bottega website, okay? And they are doing a couple, if any, of the old bag designs that are like still available, okay? The bags now are, this is new Bottega and that's it, which by definition dates all the old Bottega stuff. The demographic of the shopper at Bottega has changed completely. And I think that plays into it too. The last bag that I want to talk about. We know I have my personal gripes with the Gucci Marmont range, okay? And I'm not going to waste your time today talking about my ins and outs of why I'm not a fan. We know this. I've spoken about this in far too many videos, okay, for me to go over this again. Although I do predict the Marmont range sliding out of fashion, it's not happened yet, / it's not happening yet. But there is one piece from the Marmont range that I feel this has happened to, and that is the round belt bag. Belt bags were very in, and while I do think belt bags as a trend aren't that hot anymore, I do think belt bags in general are like a staple part of types of bags and whatever. So I don't think belt bags in general are out of style. It was a very distinctive shape for a belt bag. Most belt bags are kind of a rectangular, squarish vibe. And I feel like with this one, it was a bag that came in with its popularity, rode the wave died down, the seas are calm, you know? And this one very much like points to a moment in time. It is just not it right now. I'm sorry to report. Let's try to be nice in the comments, because I know sometimes how these videos can go. People really get in their feelings when at the end of the day it's just bags. Calm down. Like, I'm not out here talking trash about your firstborn child. But let me know what you think. I'm going to leave a link to another video here in case you haven't already seen it. Have an amazing morning, afternoon or evening wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye guys.